Good morning/afternoon, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome you to today's presentation. My name is Assoc, Prof. Yasser Madany. I'm a senior member of IEEE and a senior member of URSI. Today we'll be exploring an exciting topic together. We'll cover the key concepts, recent developments, and some practical applications. I look forward to sharing insights and engaging with you throughout this session. Let's get started. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is truly a transformative field that focuses on creating systems capable of performing tasks that normally require human intelligence. When we talk about AI, we're referring to a wide range of branches like machine learning, natural language processing, robotics, and computer vision. These are the building blocks that make AI so powerful and versatile. At the core, concepts such as algorithms, neural networks, and data-driven learning serve as the foundation for developing intelligent systems. AI is now widely used across many industries: healthcare, finance, transportation, education, you name it. Its goal is to make processes more efficient and to foster innovation. But of course, there are challenges too. Issues like data privacy, bias in algorithms, and the need for explainability are critical concerns we need to address. Looking ahead, the future of AI aims toward developing more general and trustworthy systems, AI that can handle a variety of tasks reliably. And as we pursue these advancements, ethical considerations like fairness, accountability, and the impact on jobs are more important than ever. Responsible AI development is essential to ensure that these technologies benefit society as a whole. Let's take a closer look at this slide, which outlines the key topics we'll cover today. We'll start with an introduction to AI, giving you a foundational understanding of what artificial intelligence really is. Then, we'll explore the different branches of AI, such as machine learning, natural language processing, and robotics, to see how they each contribute to the field. Next, we'll delve into the core concepts in AI, like algorithms, data, and learning processes, which are essential to understanding how AI systems function. After that, we'll look at the wide range of applications, how AI is transforming industries, from healthcare and finance to entertainment and beyond. We'll also discuss some of the challenges AI faces, such as technical limitations, data privacy issues, and societal impacts, as well as where the future of AI might be headed. Then, we'll touch on the major ethical concerns, including bias, accountability, and the implications of autonomous systems. Finally, we'll have a discussion segment where we can explore your thoughts, questions, and insights. This slide essentially sets the agenda for our presentation, ensuring we cover the critical aspects of AI comprehensively and engagingly. Let's take a moment to introduce what AI truly is. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. These processes include learning from data, recognizing patterns, making decisions, and even understanding language. Think of AI as the technology that enables machines to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. It's a foundational concept that underpins many of the innovations we'll explore today. Understanding AI is crucial because it's transforming industries, reshaping how we work, communicate, and solve problems. As we go through this presentation, keep in mind that AI isn't just a futuristic idea, it's very much a part of our present and future. Artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the simulation of human intelligence within machines that are specifically programmed to think, learn, and make decisions. When we talk about AI systems, we're really talking about machines that can perform tasks we usually associate with human intelligence. For example, understanding natural language, which is how we communicate with each other, recognizing patterns and images, making decisions based on data, and even learning from experience to improve over time. These capabilities are what make AI so powerful and relevant in today's world. As we explore this presentation, keep in mind that AI is not just about machines doing tasks. It's about creating systems that can adapt, understand, and eventually enhance human lives in many ways. Now, let's dive into the key points on this slide. First, I want to emphasize the importance of understanding the core concepts thoroughly. This helps us grasp the bigger picture and how everything connects. As we explore these ideas, think about how they relate to the overall theme of our presentation. It's not just about individual facts, but about seeing the bigger story they tell. By doing so, we can better apply this knowledge in real-world situations and make informed decisions. Remember, the goal here is to connect these details to the broader context, making our understanding more meaningful and practical. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing some key points that really tie into the overall theme of our presentation. First, it's important to understand how these concepts connect and why they matter in the bigger picture. As we go through each point, I want you to think about how they influence the decisions we're making and the strategies we're implementing. This slide highlights the critical aspects that can drive success or pose challenges, depending on how we approach them. So, keep these ideas in mind as we continue, because they form the foundation for understanding the broader context of our discussion. Let's take a closer look at the branches of artificial intelligence. When we talk about AI, we're really referring to different areas that focus on specific types of tasks or capabilities. One major branch is narrow or weak AI, which is designed to perform specific tasks very well, like voice assistants or spam filters. Then, there's general AI, which aims to replicate human intelligence across a broad range of activities, though we're still working towards that. Another important area is machine learning, where computers learn from data to improve their performance over time. Deep learning, a subset of machine learning, uses neural networks with many layers to handle complex problems like image and speech recognition. Reinforcement learning is another branch, where AI learns through trial and error, much like how we learn from experience. These branches are interconnected and together form the foundation of what we call artificial intelligence. Understanding these distinctions helps us appreciate how AI is evolving and how each area contributes to advancements across industries. It's exciting to see how these different branches work together to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI. Machine learning, or ML, refers to algorithms that enable systems to learn from data and improve their performance over time, all without needing to be explicitly programmed for every task. It's a powerful approach because it allows machines to adapt and become more accurate as they process more information. There are several key subtypes of ML. First, supervised learning, where the system learns from labeled data. Think of spam detection, where emails are marked as spam or not spam, and the system learns to identify new spam emails based on that. Then, we have unsupervised learning, which involves finding patterns in data that isn't labeled, like segmenting customers into different groups based on their behavior, which helps in targeted marketing. Semi-supervised learning is a hybrid approach that uses a small amount of labeled data along with a large amount of unlabeled data. This is especially useful when labeling data is costly or time-consuming. And finally, reinforcement learning involves learning through trial and error, with the system receiving feedback from its environment. Like AI that learns to play games by trying different moves and learning from wins and losses. All of these subdomains showcase how broad and versatile AI is as a field. They highlight the different ways machines can learn and adapt, which ties into the overall theme of how AI and ML are transforming industries by enabling smarter, more autonomous systems. Now, let's delve into deep learning, or DL for short. Essentially, it's a specialized subset of machine learning that uses neural networks with many layers. Think of it as building a really deep hierarchy of processing units to understand complex data. This approach has powered some incredible applications like image recognition, speech processing, and natural language understanding, making machines more intuitive and capable. For example, self-driving cars rely heavily on convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, to detect objects around them, like pedestrians, other vehicles, or traffic signs, allowing for safer navigation. Next, let's talk about natural language processing, or NLP. This branch focuses on enabling machines to understand, interpret, and even generate human language. It's what powers chatbots, translation apps, sentiment analysis, and voice assistants we use daily. Imagine AI systems that can summarize lengthy documents or answer complex questions. That's NLP at work, helping us communicate and access information more effortlessly. These technologies are fundamental to making AI more relatable and useful in our everyday lives, tying back to the overall theme of how AI bridges the gap between human intelligence and machine capabilities. Let's take a closer look at this slide and explore its key points. First, I want to emphasize the importance of understanding how these concepts connect to our overall theme. By doing so, we can see how each piece contributes to the bigger picture. Now, the main idea here is that it's not just about individual elements, but about how they work together to create a cohesive system. When we consider the interactions and relationships, we gain a deeper insight into the process as a whole. This interconnected approach is crucial for developing effective strategies and making informed decisions. So, as we move forward, keep in mind how these ideas reinforce our overarching goals and drive us toward successful outcomes. Now, let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, I want to emphasize the key points that are critical to understanding the overall message. First, we see that this content highlights the importance of thorough analysis and clear communication. These elements are essential because they help us make informed decisions and ensure everyone is on the same page. Next, I want to point out that connecting these points to our overall theme is vital. It shows how attention to detail and effective communication are not isolated skills, but are interconnected parts of a successful strategy. When we focus on these areas, we build stronger, more cohesive teams and better outcomes. So, as we move forward in this presentation, keep in mind that mastering these concepts will help us achieve our broader goals more effectively. It's all about integrating these principles into our daily practices for sustained success. On this slide, I want to emphasize some key points that tie everything together. First, it's important to understand that the core idea here is about the integration of these concepts into our overall strategy. We're not just looking at isolated ideas, but rather how they connect and reinforce each other. Second, the most important concept to remember is that effective implementation relies on a clear understanding of these fundamentals. Without that, even the best plans can falter. Finally, I want to highlight that this approach aligns with our overarching goal of driving innovation and sustainability. By focusing on these interconnected elements, we can create a more cohesive and impactful strategy moving forward. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of thoroughly explaining key points in a way that feels natural and conversational. The goal is to make complex ideas accessible and engaging for our audience. I want to highlight that the most important concepts should stand out clearly. These are the takeaways we want everyone to remember. Connecting these points to the overall theme of the presentation helps create a cohesive story, making it easier for our audience to see how everything fits together. Remember, the way we present these ideas should feel approachable yet professional, keeping our listeners engaged and informed throughout. Let's take a closer look at some of the key types of neural networks that are fundamental in AI today. First, we have the artificial neural network, or ANN, which is the basic building block for many models. It's inspired by the way our brains process information, with interconnected nodes or neurons. Moving on, the convolutional neural network, or CNN, is particularly powerful for image recognition and processing visual data, because it can automatically and adaptively learn spatial hierarchies of features. Next, we have the recurrent neural network, or RNN, which is designed for sequential data like text or time series, as it can remember previous information to inform current processing. Building on that, the long short-term memory, or LSTM, is a specialized type of RNN that addresses the vanishing gradient problem, allowing it to remember information for longer periods. Similarly, the gated recurrent unit, or GRU, is a more streamlined version of the LSTM, providing efficient performance with fewer parameters. Understanding these different neural network types helps us appreciate how tailored solutions can address various complex tasks across different domains, which is a core theme in advancing AI capabilities. Let's talk about computer vision. Essentially, this technology enables machines to interpret visual data, much like how we see and understand images. It allows computers to analyze pictures and make decisions based on what they see. For example, facial recognition systems are a common application, used for security and personalization. Medical imaging is another critical area, where AI helps detect tumors or other abnormalities in X-ray images, improving diagnosis accuracy. Autonomous vehicles also rely heavily on computer vision to navigate safely by recognizing obstacles and road signs. Moving on to robotics, this field combines artificial intelligence with mechanical engineering to create intelligent machines that can perform complex tasks. Think of robots used in manufacturing lines, where they assemble products quickly and precisely. In healthcare, robots assist surgeons during delicate procedures, enhancing precision and outcomes. Exploration is another exciting area. Mars rovers, for instance, are robots exploring distant planets, gathering valuable data. Warehouse automation is also transforming logistics, with robots efficiently handling inventory and shipping. Both computer vision and robotics are key components in the broader AI landscape, pushing the boundaries of what machines can do and making our lives easier and safer in many ways. Now let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of understanding the key points thoroughly, but in a conversational way. It's not just about presenting facts, it's about engaging your audience by explaining concepts clearly and naturally. Highlighting the most important ideas helps your audience grasp what truly matters, so make sure to emphasize those critical concepts. And remember, all of this connects back to the overall theme of our presentation. That is, demonstrating how these strategies or insights fit into the bigger picture. By weaving these points together, we create a cohesive narrative that keeps our audience engaged and makes the information memorable. Let's delve into expert systems. These are AI systems designed to mimic the decision-making abilities of a human expert. Think of them as digital specialists that can analyze complex situations using their built-in knowledge. They consist of two main parts: the knowledge base, which stores all the relevant information, and the inference engine, which applies logical rules to this knowledge to reach conclusions. You'll find expert systems used in areas like medical diagnosis, where they help determine the best course of action, or in legal advice, assisting with case analysis. They're also used in troubleshooting systems, guiding users through problem-solving steps. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about fuzzy logic. Unlike traditional logic that relies on clear-cut yes or no answers, fuzzy logic handles reasoning that's more approximate and nuanced. This makes it incredibly useful for control systems, like washing machines that adjust their cycle based on load, or climate control systems that maintain comfortable temperatures. For example, an AI system might adjust a fan's speed depending on the current temperature and humidity, providing a more natural and efficient response. Both expert systems and fuzzy logic demonstrate how AI can emulate human reasoning, whether through precise decision-making or handling uncertainty, highlighting their importance in creating smarter, more adaptable technology solutions. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of thoroughly explaining key points in a way that feels natural and conversational. It's not just about delivering facts, but about engaging your audience and making complex ideas accessible. When you highlight the most important concepts, you help your audience focus on what truly matters, which reinforces understanding and retention. Connecting these points to the overall theme is also crucial because it creates a cohesive narrative, making your message more impactful. Remember, the goal is to communicate clearly, keep your audience interested, and ensure your main ideas resonate long after the presentation ends. Now, let's explore how quantum computation is emerging as a new trend in AI. Quantum computing leverages the principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations at speeds and scales that classical computers cannot achieve. This has the potential to revolutionize fields like machine learning and data processing. By harnessing quantum algorithms, we can solve complex problems more efficiently, opening up new possibilities for AI applications. As we see these advances, it's clear that quantum computation could significantly accelerate AI development and unlock capabilities that were previously out of reach. This trend is a perfect example of how cutting-edge science is shaping the future of artificial intelligence. Let's explore some core concepts in AI that form the foundation of this fascinating field. First, we have machine learning, which is essentially about teaching computers to learn from data, improving their performance over time without being explicitly programmed for every task. Then there's deep learning, a subset of machine learning that uses neural networks with multiple layers, kind of mimicking how our brains process information to handle more complex problems. Next, we have natural language processing, or NLP, which enables machines to understand, interpret, and generate human language. Think chatbots or voice assistants. Reinforcement learning is another key concept. It's about training systems through trial and error, rewarding desired behaviors to achieve goals. All these ideas connect to the broader theme of AI, creating systems that can perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Understanding these core concepts helps us see how AI is evolving and shaping the future of technology and society. Let's talk about overfitting and underfitting. Overfitting happens when a model becomes too complex and starts learning the noise in the data instead of the actual signal. This means it performs very well on training data, but poorly on new, unseen data. On the other hand, underfitting occurs when the model is too simple to capture the underlying patterns in the data, leading to poor performance overall. Finding the right balance is key. Now, moving on to bias and fairness. AI systems can inherit biases directly from the data they are trained on. If the data has biases, the AI might reinforce or even amplify them, which is a major ethical concern. Ensuring fairness is one of the biggest challenges we face in developing responsible AI. Let's also briefly touch on neural networks. They are inspired by the human brain, consisting of layers of interconnected nodes, often called neurons. These networks are the backbone of deep learning, allowing us to solve complex problems like image recognition and natural language processing. Finally, regarding training and inference, training involves feeding data into a model so it can learn the patterns within that data. Once trained, the model can then be used to make predictions on new data, which we call inference. Both steps are essential in developing effective AI systems and applying them to real-world problems. Let's take a look at some of the key applications of AI today. AI is transforming a wide range of industries, making processes more efficient and opening up new possibilities. For example, in healthcare, AI helps with diagnostics, predicting patient outcomes, and even personalized treatment plans. In finance, AI algorithms are used for fraud detection, risk assessment, and automated trading. When it comes to customer service, AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants are improving how businesses interact with their clients, providing support 24/7. AI is also revolutionizing transportation through autonomous vehicles and smarter logistics. These applications demonstrate how AI isn't just a technological trend. It's a fundamental change that touches many aspects of our lives and industries. Connecting this to our overall theme, it's clear that understanding AI's applications helps us grasp its potential impact and how we can leverage it responsibly and effectively. Let's take a closer look at some of the key applications of AI. As we've discussed, AI is transforming a wide range of industries and aspects of our daily lives. One major area is healthcare, where AI helps with diagnostics, personalized treatment plans, and even drug discovery. It's amazing how machine learning can analyze vast amounts of medical data to support doctors and improve patient outcomes. Another important application is in the realm of finance. AI systems are used for fraud detection, risk assessment, and algorithmic trading, making financial transactions more secure and efficient. In the retail sector, AI powers personalized recommendations, inventory management, and customer service chatbots, enhancing the shopping experience. We also see AI making a significant impact in transportation, with autonomous vehicles and traffic management systems. And in the realm of entertainment, AI curates content, personalizes experiences, and even helps create new forms of digital art. Overall, these applications highlight how AI is not just a futuristic concept, but a practical tool that's shaping the way we live and work. The key is understanding how these technologies can be harnessed responsibly to maximize benefits while managing challenges. Let's now turn to some of the challenges and the future directions in this field. As we push forward, it's important to recognize that there are still hurdles to overcome. For instance, scalability remains a key issue. Finding ways to implement these solutions efficiently on a larger scale is crucial. Additionally, data privacy and security are ongoing concerns that we need to address responsibly. Another challenge is ensuring that our advancements are accessible and equitable, so that the benefits reach diverse populations. Looking ahead, the future holds exciting possibilities, such as integrating emerging technologies like AI and IoT to enhance capabilities even further. Ultimately, these challenges are stepping stones that guide us toward innovative solutions. They help us refine our approaches and ensure that our progress is sustainable and impactful. This ongoing journey aligns with our overarching goal of making meaningful, positive change through technology. Let's dive into some of the exciting frontiers in AI today. First up is quantum AI, which combines the incredible power of quantum computing with artificial intelligence. This fusion promises exponential speedups in processing capabilities, opening doors to solving complex problems much faster than ever before. Next, we must consider ethics and governance. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, ensuring it's used responsibly is crucial. This includes tackling issues like privacy, where data security is paramount, surveillance concerns, and the potential for job displacement as automation advances. It's about making sure AI benefits everyone without causing harm. Then there's explainability. It's vital that AI decisions are understandable to humans. When AI systems make recommendations or decisions, we need to be able to interpret how they arrived at those conclusions, fostering trust and transparency. Now, let's differentiate between general AI and narrow AI. Narrow AI is designed for specific tasks, like voice assistance or image recognition, highly specialized but limited in scope. On the other hand, general AI, which remains theoretical for now, would be capable of performing any intellectual task a human can do, making it a true game changer. Finally, we face various challenges and future directions. Developing these technologies involves overcoming technical hurdles, ethical questions, and societal impacts. The future of AI holds immense promise, but it's essential we navigate this path thoughtfully to maximize benefits and minimize risks. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the major ethical concerns in AI. These issues are at the forefront because they directly impact how we develop and deploy AI technologies responsibly. First, there's bias and fairness. AI systems can inadvertently perpetuate existing biases if they're trained on biased data, leading to unfair treatment of certain groups. It's crucial we address this to ensure AI benefits everyone equally. Next, privacy is a significant concern. AI often relies on vast amounts of personal data, raising questions about how this data is collected, stored, and used. Protecting individual privacy rights is essential to maintaining trust and compliance with regulations. Accountability is another key point. When AI makes decisions that affect people's lives, we need clear lines of responsibility. Who is answerable when something goes wrong? Ensuring transparency in AI processes helps us answer that question. Finally, there's the potential for misuse or malicious use of AI, such as deepfakes or autonomous weapons. These pose serious risks and require careful regulation and ethical guidelines to prevent harm. Overall, understanding these ethical concerns helps us steer AI development in a direction that aligns with our values and promotes societal good. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of understanding the key points thoroughly, but in a way that feels conversational. It's not just about reciting facts, it's about connecting with your audience and making the content relatable. I want to highlight the most critical concepts, so make sure to focus on what truly drives the message home. Remember, these points should tie back to the overall theme of our presentation, reinforcing how each element contributes to the bigger picture. Keeping it natural and engaging helps ensure the message resonates and sticks with your audience. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we're emphasizing the importance of understanding the key points thoroughly, but also presenting them in a conversational way. This helps make complex ideas more accessible and engaging for our audience. Notably, I want to highlight the most important concepts, those core ideas that really drive home our message, and make sure they stand out. Connecting these points to the overall theme of the presentation is crucial, because it creates a cohesive narrative and reinforces why this information matters in the bigger picture. So, as we move forward, keep in mind how each element ties back to our main goal. And remember, explaining things clearly and naturally helps foster better understanding and engagement. So let's take a moment to really dive into these key points. First, it's important to understand that the core idea here is about connecting the dots between the different elements we've discussed so far. These points are not isolated. They work together to create a comprehensive picture. When we talk about thorough explanation, I want to emphasize how vital it is to make these concepts accessible and relatable. We want to engage our audience, making sure they grasp not just the what, but the why behind each point. Highlighting the most important concepts helps us focus on what truly matters. These are the ideas that will resonate and stick with our audience long after the presentation ends. And of course, connecting these points to the overall theme is crucial. It ties everything together, reinforcing the message we're trying to convey and ensuring consistency throughout the presentation. Remember, the goal is to make this content memorable and meaningful, so let's keep it conversational, engaging, and clear. Let's take a moment to thoroughly explore the key points on this slide. First, I want to emphasize how important it is to understand the core concepts we've discussed so far. These ideas form the foundation that connects everything together in our overall theme. As we move forward, keep in mind how each point links to the bigger picture, helping us see the full scope of the topic. Remember, understanding these critical elements not only deepens our knowledge, but also enhances our ability to apply what we've learned in real-world situations. So, as we wrap up, think about how these insights come together to support our overarching goals and strategies. Let's take a moment to really understand the key points on this slide. First, we see that effective communication is at the heart of successful leadership. It's not just about speaking clearly, but also about listening actively and engaging with your team. When we communicate well, we foster trust and collaboration, which are essential for achieving our goals. Next, the slide emphasizes the importance of adapting our communication style to different audiences. Whether you're talking to a team member, a stakeholder, or a client, tailoring your message makes it more impactful. It's about being mindful of their needs and perspectives. Finally, connecting all these points to the overall theme, we see that strong communication underpins every aspect of leadership and organizational success. By honing these skills, we can inspire others, drive change, and build a more cohesive, motivated team. Remember, effective communication isn't just a skill, it's a strategic tool that amplifies our leadership impact. Thank you all for your attention throughout this presentation. If you'd like to get in touch or have further questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My contact email is contact@Madany.com, and you can also reach me at Dr. Yasser, Madany@yahoo.com. Additionally, I am active within the IEEE community, so you can contact me at Madany@IEEE.org. For more information about my work and projects, please visit my website at https://imadany.com. Once again, thank you very much for your time and interest.